Just drink some coffee or soda. Advice from a therapist to handle work fatigue. I've been feeling very tired lately. I'm working 2 jobs on campus and taking classes at night so I can get my MBA. When I told my therapist about how tired I've been feeling lately, he just said, "You'll just have to get used to it because when you graduate you'll be working much more than you do now." Then he recommended that I drink soda or coffee, which are out of the question for me because they give me stomach cramps. I have IBS. Then he said that I may be one of those people who has unusually low stamina. Which is BS because I've been feeling like this ever since I started working and studying at the same time. Get another therapist. This one sounds useless and uninterested. Definitely get a new therapist. Don't pay for this garbage. One time I was truly venting to my dad about working full-time and going to school full-time and trying to figure out paying bills and doing chores in my new apartment at 18. I explained how overwhelmed I was and he told me that I shouldn't ever complain because some people work 2 jobs and go to school and have kids. Anyway, that was really the conversation that made me feel like I was so worthless for being overwhelmed that I ended up not being able to finish school. There were other factors as well, but still. Unsolicited advice warning. Have you had your blood checked for anemia? I was utterly exhausted and it turned out that I was severely anemic. B12 injections, iron and folate tablets perked me right up. Your therapist sounds like a capitalist lackey. If possible, try another therapist. As a therapist myself, please see another therapist. It's disgusting that someone would brush off these symptoms, let alone an legged mental health professional. I've been working with my patients on recovering from burnout and prioritizing themselves whenever possible. Even with kids, teens in school, it's important to take their stressors and concerns about overwork seriously. Try to see if you can go to your primary doctor and see what they recommend. I've had one client get approved for paid medical leave under FMLA due to her stress from work. A primary doctor should be able to get that done for you if they feel you qualify. We are all slaves. Seriously, school saw me burning the midnight oil far more than my post-college work life. Cocaine works for my fatigue. Try another therapist. Are you able to quit one of your jobs? Are you eating right? Fruits and vegetables and enough water? Most likely after school, your workload will be more manageable. If you're not eating well, you might have borderline anemia. Maybe see a doctor. Some of the worst therapy I got was while I was in grad school. Provided it was $10 per visit with university healthcare, but I got what I paid for. Legitimately told me that my stress and depression would go away once I graduated. I said all that to say this. I was new to therapy at the time and didn't recognize bad therapy when I was getting it. Sounds like the case here. At the very least, I'd suggest going to another therapist for a second opinion if you can find a first visit free sort of deal. I know that feeling of exhaustion you are describing. I worked as many as 3 jobs at once while being a full-time student just to try to stay above the debt. It sucks and I'm sorry you have to deal with. This therapist sounds like someone who didn't have to work during college. Some therapists are unfortunately useless. I had a very bad anxiety in grad school, couldn't sleep normally for weeks, and the therapist told me to eat more leafy greens and refused to prescribe any meds to help with anxiety. I also worked 6,070 hours a week, and it seemed pretty normal to them as well. It sounds like he hates his job as well, to be fair. Chronic fatigue is a thing, but it takes time to fix. That's ridiculous. You can make sure your work-life has balance. School is not like real life. Sounds like this therapist got their degree, certification from a cereal box. Never understood why some doctors, therapists want to treat the symptom instead of the cause. Pisses me off. Find another therapist. They might get you a referral to an MD who will run some tests to see if, in fact, you might have an actual medical issue causing fatigue. Caffeine isn't a cure. It's a crutch. Good luck to you. That'll be $600. Thank you. Come again. Not saying this is you, but when I was forced to work jobs plus school, I stopped working out. Even 20 minutes a day to lift weights, go for walk did wonders for me. I had more energy than when I was just working, studying. Caffeine is what a lot of people use as a crutch, but long-term finding another solution will always be better. What a terrible therapist, LMAO.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.